Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, April 20th. We see here in the daily chart candle format S&P 500, a very confident close going into the weekend. Strait of Hormuz is open. Now, let's see how long it stays open, but right now it's open. The market liked that idea. It relieves a lot of geopolitical tension. And what we're seeing here is that confident close. However, I don't look for the same size of move on Monday. Next objective to the upside is 71.80. You'd want to close above that. If you haven't seen these videos before, a solid red line means sell, a solid green line means buy, and a dashed line, like you see here, is something that happened earlier in the week. So the dollar difference here in that market for the S&P, that's $2,700 a contract. And at dangramza.com, you can go back and replay the videos for these various days, and you would see how these lines change over time. They're not buy and sell recommendations, but just ideas I'd like to share with you. Look at the Nasdaq market, very similar to what you just saw in the S&P. Dollar difference buy to sell level, $4,150 a contract. Again, follow through, but not a big day. The Dow also spurted up there. Nice clean close. Look for further movement up, but not a big day up in that market. Dollar difference here. Buy to sell level is $4,270 a contract. Look at the Russell. Looks very similar too. And we had that nice strong close on Friday. Don't look for a huge move unless we get something new coming out that stimulates this market. A dollar difference here in the between the dash lines that you see there, that's $3,500 a contract. Let's move on and look at those currencies. The euro traded just one tick below that low. And on the sell side, it failed as the market traded above it. Right here is where it is now. That means that would have gone underwater, that position, as you go into the weekend from that sell level. The dollar difference buy to sell level there, $2,325 a contract. Check out the Swissy. Also made an attempt at new highs but failed to hold on to it. Look for an inside day in that market. Dollar difference here is $712.50 over in Mr. Yen, a market that's really firming up here, but failed to hold on to it. It's what I call consistency of behavior. It failed to hold on to the opportunity that we have. Look for an inside day in that market. Over in the Aussie dollar difference buy to sell level in that market is $1,100 a contract. Again, it made new highs, but it did it with selling. Ooh, not a sign of confidence. So be careful if you're on the long side with that market. Here's the British pound. This guy has been struggling, trying to figure out what to do. I look for a sideways move in this market. I'm not looking for a big move to the upside. Let's stretch that out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Dollar difference buy to sell level is 3,000. No, it's not. It's $81.25. At that little difference up there. And the previous one here, this buy to sell levels, $800. I'm giving you these numbers just so you get a feel for the magnitude of change in these markets. Check out our friends north, the Canadian dollar. A dollar difference down here was $240 a contract. And again, be careful here if you're on the long side. This is a market that's finding sellers where it found them before. And inside day is what we're looking for. Bitcoin continues its march to the upside. Look for an inside to only slightly higher movement in that market. 10-year notes, that's also positive. The dollar difference here, that red to buy level, $156.25. Check out what's happening with the bonds. It's also moving up here. Now remember, you're looking at an interest rate market. These are prices over here on the left side. Those are uh, dollars and cents. This is not a yield chart. So it means, because there's an inverse relationship, that the yield went down and prices went up. That's favorable usually for gold. And son of a gun, that is what we see here. We see gold firming up as we're going into the weekend. I'll tell you, monitor the yield if you want to get a feel for direction when it comes to the gold market. That difference, by the way, $2,500 a contract. Check out silver. Silver also is struggling here. I should say it finally gave us a little break to the upside, but it's struggling overall. Be careful here on the long side. I want to point out to you, it traded, I mean, just a penny or two below that red level. So that would create a sell, and it failed as it rallied to the upside. Dollar difference by the sell level, $17,900 a contract. What about what's happening with that silver? We already looked at that. Copper. I'm leery of copper, but copper, we got buyers here. The next 2 days, though, are going to be so important for follow through in that market. Dollar difference here, $5,000 a contract. Crude oil, dollar difference up there was $4,070 a contract. But check out how this market opened. Now, this is where I had a previous sell level. So if you go back to Thursday's video for Friday, that's where you'd see it. But that's not where someone would get filled. Here's where the market opened. It's at Holy Toledo. The Strait of Hormuz is open and it broke lower. And what do we look for? Well, it depends on what happens over the weekend. This is cheaper, but it could be a lot cheaper actually. But right now we're looking for an inside type day. Did Nat Gas follow? No, it didn't, because nat gas is very cheap right now. Dollar difference there, $1,900 a contract. Look for a sideways move in that market. Mr. Bean also firmed up a bit, and it broke to the downside, rallied. A dollar difference here is $150 a contract. Follow through, yes, I look for that there. Same thing with corn. This has got a favorable setup, and watch out for wheat. We got weather conditions that are giving us all kinds of feedback on what to expect for wheat. So right now it's a neutral position. I'm looking for a sideways move in that market. Dollar difference here, by the way, is $450 a contract. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again. And as always, take care.